stop using Google Photos and use Samsung Gallery instead. Here's why. Let's go. Samsung Gallery is a feature-rich Photos app on your Samsung phone that you should be using in its totality. The first hidden feature that I want you to sink your teeth into is instant slow-mo. Now, my son plays football quite well, I should add, and that's not me being biased. He just does play well. My wife films all of the games and consequently captures all the goals that he scores and the good moments. There are quite a few highlights that she actually does manage to capture, and I get to go through them all. The big ones, though, are the goals that he scores. They're the ones that we love to see and share it with family and friends. Now, when you watch a goal in full speed, it looks great, but sometimes you might miss the subtlety of a touch or the ripple of the net because it's just gone too fast. So, using instant slow-mo, you can actually make it slower instantly. What you do is, as the video is playing, you simply press down on the screen at the exact moment you want it to start slowing down. And then for the duration of holding it down, it will be slowed down. You continue to hold it, and then the moment you release it, it goes back to playing in full speed. What's great is at the top corner, you'll see a little button there that appears. It allows you to directly save that instant slow-mo clip to the gallery, bypassing the video editor entirely. So then it saves both the clip that you've slowed down and it's got the original, and you can see them both there in the gallery. Beautiful. Ole. Now, of course, you can go through the video editor and apply slow-mo from there, and you maybe have a bit more control over the bits you want to slow down and also the speed, but it's a bit tedious. You've got to fiddle with the timeline, and then you do need to pick the speed that you want it to be slowed down to, and then you save the copy. Instant slow-mo is great because it's, well, instantaneous. There's no delay, there's no fiddling. You just select the part by slowing it down, and then you can save it. Or if you don't want to save it, you've just got to be able to view it back in the gallery itself. Next feature is called Edit Suggestions. Pretty clear in the title what it does, but let's go through it anyway. Basically what it does is it uses AI to analyze the photo and then gives you some suggestions to maybe give it some edits that might make it better. And there's quite a few suggestions that it can make. There's some generic ones, but a lot of it is down to the photo that it sees. It all starts by swiping up on a photo that you're viewing in the gallery. So I've got an example here of a photo that was sent in WhatsApp. It's from the ground at a World Cup match that my friend is at. And WhatsApp, as we know, degrades the quality of the photo quite heavily. So one of the options is remaster. What remaster does is it analyzes the photo and decides sort of what optimizations to make and then automatically applies them. And then you've got the option with a slider to see what it looks like before and after, as well as some little focus areas that you can tap on to go in and actually see some real difference close up in the areas that it's identified maybe as the worst. Another example here is me celebrating the Socceroos game against Turkey. Australia won 2-0. Get in, Australia. Come on. Ole. Swiping up reveals what's called a live effect from the edit suggestions. What this one will do is it actually, again, goes through the process of analyzing the photo and adds in what looks like a 3D live depth effect. And it's interactive. So you can swipe around on the photo and move the thing around and everything kind of moves with it. And it looks like it's a real living, breathing image that's been created off the back of it. It usually brings you this suggestion if it is a photo of a person or people, and obviously it worked in this instance. Using the same photo, we also can see a suggestion for erasing shadows. This is one that normally you would find in the editor natively, but bringing it to the forefront here, it means I can just click on it, it'll automatically apply erasing shadows, and as you can see, it's evened out the brightness on my jersey, and it's removed the shadows that were maybe making it a bit darker in some areas. There's a host of other suggestions that it can make too. Like it can correct lens distortion if it detects that the lens is being distorted maybe in an ultra-wide photo. Or if it can detect reflections in some parts of the photo, it can also give you a suggestion to erase the reflections. It's quite nifty and very quick. Very efficient. Next one to use is the Collections tab. And it's not the whole Collections tab. I'm going to go through a specific area. But the Collection tab in general is great. It is a oneui 8.5 feature. Samsung have kind of consolidated a lot of different things into this one tab and made it a lot easier to access. You could think of it as a way of basically it's categorized everything together and made it easier to search and find things, whether it be videos or types of shots that you've made. It all can be done here. And then it also automatically populates things into stories that you can view yourself later. But I want to focus on the story creation. because what this can do is it can actually allow you to enter a prompt and create your own stories with memories that you want to create. But again, like the other two things, rather than having to go through video editors and dig through everything, it brings it to the forefront for you. So you can type in something like football in the park, and it will go hunting in your gallery for photos and videos of football taking place in a park, and it'll collate them into a little story, add some music, and then populate it so you can view it in a nice, pleasing fashion with like transitions and all that sort of stuff. And then you can title it, then you can save it, and then you'll see that there in your stories all the time. It's great for holidays that you'd take as well. Like we went to Italy 2 years ago. 2 years ago now? Oh my goodness. So I can type in memories from Italy, and then it gave me a nice little snapshot of photos that were taken whilst I was in Italy, and then it put it together for me to be able to enjoy. Next one to look at is Gallery Labs. Now this is a proper hidden set of features that I don't think a lot of people would know about, only the real diehards. To activate Gallery Labs, you need to go into the settings, then you just scroll all the way down to the bottom to the About Gallery section, and then just keep smashing the version number of Gallery until you see the little pop-up Gallery Labs activated. Mine's already been activated, so it didn't show up, but yours will if you haven't yet. Gallery Labs is an actual secret menu. There is nothing in here that should be consumer-facing. It's been hidden for a reason, except there are things in here that I think consumers benefit from, and that's why I'm showing you. The biggest necessity that lives in here is something called timeline in album. You have to go hunting for it, but you need to turn this on. With this turned off and you go into an album in your gallery, it's basically just straight photos timeline without the timeline, if that makes sense. Because effectively it's always disorganized and disorderly. Well, it is in order, but you wouldn't be able to tell because there's no headings or categorization of things by date. So you just have to scroll and hope you land on the photo that you want. Going back to turn it on, everything's now organized and back in order. Again, it was in order. It just now looks neat and orderly. All the photos are broken down by date with the actual heading specified above that particular date and set of photos. And it also means you can scroll using the scroll wheel and go down the page, and it'll give you the date at the right-hand side, so it makes it easier to find the date that you're looking for. The last one is a little-known sharing hack I don't think a lot of you would really have paid attention to. Let's say you want to send someone a photo, and you see it's a little bit crooked, not by much, not enough to maybe go and edit it yourself, and you think, you know what, I'll just send it anyway. You hit share, and then what appears under that photo is a little button that says tilt. What this has done is it's recognized the photo is crooked, and given you a suggestion to fix it before you send it off. Selecting this button will automatically apply an edit and correct the tilted photo right before your eyes. What I also noticed by accident in here as well is that if a photo needs to be rotated, an auto rotate button will appear in here too, so you can press the rotate and it'll flip it for you. That was kind of neat. But what also is great about this part of the sharing experience is that if you want to share multiple photos to someone, you don't have to go back out of the sharing area. You can just scroll through the carousel and select the photos and videos that you want, and that then becomes part of the share that you're making. Now, in terms of editing photos, there is another app that I can show you within GoodLock called Gallery Assistant. This will be great if you want to bulk edit something. So with this installed and you're in the gallery, you can select a bulk amount of photos, hit the 3 dots, I think it is, and hit Edit with Gallery Assistant. And then it'll take you into Gallery Assistant where you can select the edits that you want to apply in bulk. So if it is rotate and flip, you can select that, and then you can rotate and flip a bulk amount of photos all at once, as opposed to having to do it individually. Can be a bit of a time saver. So they are my gallery hacks that I think make it worth using over something like Google Photos. Although you can use both, absolutely, but your main one, your default, where you look at all your photos and your videos and you share everything from, should be Samsung Gallery without a doubt, especially if you're a Samsung user. Hit subscribe to Tech with Benefits because of the fact that, this is the sort of stuff that I'll share with you, Samsung tricks and tips that you might not have otherwise known. I'll get it out eventually. And come find me on my socials, come check out my new channel, and I'll see you guys in the next one. You.